That's better. Hello, friends. I'm Sean. Welcome to Let's Talk Marketing, episode 3, here on a lovely Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. As always, I'm the host of this wonderful show, and we will be hanging out for an indeterminate amount of time while I sort out all of the problems in the world involving marketing, entertainment, and your love lives. That's right. I'm available to help out with your love lives should you have questions. I'm just kidding. I wasn't good with my own love life until I met my wife. Don't ask for a lot of help. What I'm doing right now, guys, I'm just kind of making sure you're all here, giving you a couple minutes to log in, check things out. People that are coming in from the Facebook Live group, I'm actually dropping in the information there now so that you can get a bit of information. So I'm putting in the info in the discussion and add a post. Boop. And you guys can come here. Come be with the masses, and then come on, hang out. Cool. Now, if you guys can hear me all right, give me a 1 or a 2, a 3 or a 4, a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8. Give us a number, something of substance that we can definitely check out and have a little bit of fun with in the actual comments. And remember, today I want to make it implicitly clear, if you are going to be participating in the comments today, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give StreamYard permission to actually publish your image and name so that they can put out your comments when I publish them through here, just like this. Hey, it's Lucas. Lucas with the lid off. Touch the vibe, touch the vibe. Whoa, it's the Lucas with the lid off. That's my man. He gave me a 5. We're going to talk marketing today, focusing on wonderful theme of entertainment marketing. Lucas, have you been doing entertainment marketing, and are you still in Alabama? Look at this. I hate the delay on Facebook, by the way. It's tough. I ask a question, and there's like a 65-minute wait. 65. Assuming it's a 1 to 5 scale, 5 being the best, otherwise 1. Whatever your audio sounds great. Thank you. My audio sounds good because a small duck named Jefferson comes to my home, and he adjusts it every week. Jefferson D Duck. D stands for D-E-E. He just puts a period to shorten it further because he's ridiculous. But yes, thank you for playing by the rules of StreamYard, getting in there and putting your content in there ahead of time. In Alabama, there's always entertainment. You guys have those places called Whistling Dixies. You guys go out in the woods and you play your jug band information. You play your little barrels, and you have the sticks. I know you have the sticks that you beat off trees. Those are good, and you could get those signed to gigs out by the moonshine. So that's fun. Sorry to insult Alabama. It's about all I know about it is there's moonshine and that the Scots live there. So that's cool. Did you get any new tattoos? We're just making small talk with the audience. Anyone else has any questions right off the bat to start with me for Let's Talk Marketing? I want to hear from you. Got 3 people chilling with us right now. Got some more on the YouTube. I want to hear who those people are. I want to talk to you before we dive into the program, as we'll call it. The program. And I say this every week. I'll bring this up. A couple weeks ago, I was doing some research for the show. And I know research for a show that you do on Facebook doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. But when you're doing revenue generating activities, this is one of them. This is the one that gets the phone ringing because they're like, you're a goofy dude. I want to work with you. But if you hadn't thought about this today, guys, all right, if you're feeling down about yourself and you think you had a crappy day and you're like, I don't see the point. What's the point? It's a pandemic. Today kind of sucks. Tomorrow's probably going to suck just like this. Well, think of it this way. Today, we have 100% of our life left. Tom Landry said that. Tom Landry, he said, today we have 100% of our life left. We have more opportunities in front of us to do well or to screw this up. And then that day, if we get through that day, we will have more of that day going forward as well, too. So that's what we have there. So we got a good program for you today. This is actually Let's Talk Marketing 3, which is my favorite 3 because WrestleMania 3 back in 87, or 88. I think 87. 87 was my favorite one as a wrestling fan as a kid growing up. And there are some small references to wrestling in here, not large. My wife told me it was a bad idea to completely and totally geek out, even though it's my program. And I've got good energy right now. I've had some solid coffee. I've gotten some moderate stretching in because I hurt my back 2 days ago. Getting out of bed in the middle of the night to make the old man run to the bathroom like old men do. And I twisted to put my feet to the floor, and my trunk was still facing forward towards the TV. And I heard a little snippety snap. And I said to my wife, I am going to regret that in the morning. And I have regretted that every minute since then. It's not gone well. So I got a pillow behind me on my chair, holding my shoulders upright so my posture's better. And I'm maybe fueled on a leave. I can't be sure. I'm drinking straight cold brew from a collector cup from Nationals Park when we went to a baseball game. I can't promise you this is going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. It might be. Who knows? I was going to bring in maracas. That was a last minute decision not to. So let's get right into it. So welcome to my show. It is known as Let's Talk Marketing. That's me with the cool handlebar mustache. The handlebar mustache, I'm growing it back, shaved it off because I got some eggnog in it. It was a really silly choice, but I thought it'd be funny to tip it really, really high. But once it got it right by my nose, I couldn't get rid of the smell, and that was hell on earth. So I couldn't do anything about that and had to shave the thing to get rid of that horrible stench. And everyone in the family pretended to be sad about it for me because they knew that I was sad about it. But so here's what we got to do. We're going to bang through this thing today. And this is slide number 1 of 50 slides. I'm just kidding. I'm not good at PowerPoints enough to do that. Here's what we got. Today, we're going to talk about the greatest placement I have ever gotten. This is not to be conceited. There's 2 sides to this. I'm going to go with the greatest placement I've ever gotten. And I'm also going to go with the biggest core mistakes that I have ever made as a marketer because I want to help the community. People in the film community can say, oh, here we go. Cold brew burps. The community know full well that I want to serve a bigger purpose, which is making sure that I'm paying it forward. What mistakes have I made that I want to help you prevent making? What mistakes have I made that I want to help you not to make at all ever? That's important because they look unprofessional. And sometimes you really do only get one shot to make a first impression. Unlike with my wife, where I got 2 and they both worked. It's the greatest placement I have ever gotten. So a little bit about last week. We talked about the types of coverage if you weren't here. Coverage being your product as a whole. So if you're working entertainment piece, we just talked about digital coverage, written, video, social, audio. That's enough about that. You could have someone do a review. You can get an interview. You could have a video interview. You could have a trailer or teaser put out there. You have a social post, which could be someone working your stuff virally out there. They could be putting links to your content or web page. They could be putting links to your Amazon page. And this could work all the way through all of these. It's not a linear thing. And then audio content, meaning like podcasts and also audio clips from your shows as well on radio broadcasts. Anything that increases brand awareness it is valuable and going to count within digital coverage as well. So I'm going to tell a story, and I'm going to tell it in a spooky way. I'm going to lean right in and do some ASMR. It was a cold, dark night. I was alone on the balcony of my apartment in Astoria, Queens. I thought to myself, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do this job that I've been tasked with doing? All I'm doing right now is sending emails for my bosses. I don't even think my bosses know what they're doing, but I'm trying. But guess what? I came up with a plan. And that plan was a big, big deal. How do I get, if anyone's tuning in, this is how did I get the greatest placement I've ever gotten? And I thought to myself, wait a second. Danny upstairs works for Cornerstone. I'm going to knock on Danny's door and I'm going to, ASMR. And I'm going to ask Danny, hey, Danny, how do you get rad placements for your stuff? How do you get stuff that people don't care about on sites that people do? I mean, that is the goal. Realistically, if you're an indie filmmaker, if you're someone just struggling to get coverage, the goal that you want is to how do you get people to care about your stuff that don't currently, right? How do you get people to present, to care about what you're doing when they don't know who you are? So what do? Well, we work at it. But in this instance, I had an idea. And that idea was to call Nicolas Cage. Stop leaning on the door. So, Nicolas Cage, as you know, has great hair for some movies. Some movies, he has the most magnificent hair ever. Take this photo from Con Air. He repeatedly turns his head in this gif, and you think to yourself, man, he is so beautiful. Now, who knows his name? Oh, I got 7 comments right now. Who knows his name in that film? Oh, no. Went too far. Who knows his name in that film? For bonus points. That's who Rook's got. Bear with the broad. Okay, Carlos asked me before, bear with the broad question. How do you approach marketing a horror film? Carlos, stick around. I'll touch it right after this. Is that cool? Give me a thumbs up in the comments, Carlos, if you're still here and you want to talk about that, because I'm definitely down for doing that right after. All right. Let's go here. Pitch your story deck is a great way to marketing a film, at least before production. Yes, I agree. Pitch deck is perfect, Lucas. Like this. Stranger Things Bible is awesome. By the way, if no one has read that before, if no one has read the pitch deck for Stranger Things before, or the story the Bible, the season Bible, it's pretty incredible. And also, I didn't do that. All right. Anthony has up. Okay, good. Carlos is still here for the thumbs up. Good. All right, so we're gonna flip back over to my slide. Nick Cage combing his hair. The first idea that I had was this. I worked with a particular person that was prone for getting drunk all the time. It was not, per the asterisk right there, this man here. I am not slandering Robert Downey Jr. He has enough problems on his own and has worked well to sobriety and a kindness that he does not deserve from me to be bagging on him for his own shortcomings. The man has worked hard to have a good life. So I am not going to pick on him for doing anything. Had nothing to do with this man. But I'm using his photo. So we were like, hey, guy's got an idea. Dude just got arrested. His album's out. It's kind of just sitting there. What do you think? Well, everybody else has something on the line. Why don't we have Sean reach out to this particular site so that we can get exposure for this artist? And that was it. That was it. And it worked. Will not ever tell you who that is. Number 2. My next biggest was not the Guys' Choice Awards. Guys' Choice Awards in 2008, Spike, Viacom every year did the Guys' Choice Awards for Spike TV, where they honored like one main person. They got this guy's Mantler here. They got the Man Award or whatever the hell they called it. But the year that I actually did the work for it in 2008, which was the 3rd annual, went to Hugh Hefner, and after they flew us to LA for the show at Sony Pictures, and after the event, we actually went to the Playboy Mansion for a huge party, and it was crazy, and I remember very little of it. I just know that it was the week before my wedding, and the minute I told them that, they said, you're coming because that's what we want. We want you to come have a good time. And I got to meet Robert Downey Jr. in the Pizzone's truck backstage at Sony Picture Studios with the man I look like. Well, you can't see it really today. Jon Favreau, and they had Pizzones, and I said, hey, man, I look just like you to Favreau. And Favreau goes, oh, my God, you look just like me. And Robert Downey Jr., who was in this kind of state right here, walked up and said, they got fucking Pizzones. So that's my Robert Downey Jr. story. The only time I was in L.A. Well, other than in the airport. And my buddy Carlos here can attest. That's pretty much a quintessential homeless person in LA story, not a Robert Downey Jr. one. All right, so this is actually my biggest placement. In 2010, the Vancouver Olympics, they decided to, for the Daily Show, Comedy Central, not for the Daily Show, for the Colbert Report, Comedy Central decided to commission a Obama Hope style poster from Shepard Fairey, who created that Obama poster, the famous one, for Colbert and his attendance and his broadcast from the actual Vancouver Olympic Games. And so we had a bunch of different cool stuff. It's probably the first time I've ever actually marketed a PDF and didn't get told to go scratch. Because that is essentially the craziest thing anyone can ever send to you ever. People automatically think viruses when you send PDFs because you can spoof the link. But yeah, so what we ended up doing here was they were going to set up some sections in the Village, but we set up campaigns to get him opportunities to meet and speak with the mayor, did viral stuff. This is back when Dig was still big, Reddit was still in its infancy, StumbleUpon was still very big. We ended up hitting the front page of every single one of those sites. We had the top 5 positions on the top 3, those 3, at any given time over the span of six days. We kept pushing back to the top, which was great. But it got incredible traffic to the webpage. There's a download. This poster, which was downloadable on the actual Colbert here, this is a poster. It's downloadable. You can still find the PDF online. Ended up getting like 2.5 million downloads. So this actually ended up getting me the viral juggernaut sniper, is what they kind of jokingly called me, type thing. Like I would get those sorts of campaigns that when Comedy Central or Viacom needed one like that, any of their properties, I handled every one of them at one point or another. And yes, anyone sees this right now, Anthony, I also miss StumbleUpon. I also miss Delicious. If anyone remembers Delicious, that was a lot of fun. But so there's that. And I think for right now, we're going to go back over to me, looking at me, so I confirm what the next page is in my slide deck. Yeah, so we'll go back to me. So me for a bit. Carlos. Now, we're going to diverge for a second. Carlos, when you get here, he gave me a thumbs up before. So, Carlos, I'm hoping you're still here because you're hanging out because you like the sound of my voice. We've already talked. So, you like the glasses. My hair looks weird right now. I look like I got like a toupee on or something. I'll keep it. It's my thing today. I got a hair toupee, like a thing. I got like a cool mustache and a toupee. So, Carlos, give me yes in the comments if you're still here so that I can know to carry on about the horror thing. I'll just give you a quick thing how I would do it. In the meantime, I'm going to open it up for any other questions if someone has one. Yeah, Anthony, you did. StumbleUpon was big for a lot of the web series community. Actually, King of Fitness, mine, was big because of that show from the network as well, too. So, okay, here we go. Now we're going to do this. Now, Carlos. Carlos is here. We're going to do this quick. We'll do 2 minutes. We'll try and do 2 minutes. I'm watching the clock. Here we go. A horror film. Pre-release. Always a teaser. 15 seconds. And you do that. If the film is shot, edited, and done, you sit on it. 15-second teaser, 30-second teaser. 2 months out, 15-second teaser. Work that to all of the horror sites. Do one-to-one outreach with them. Try and get the coverage also on their social profiles so that you can do it went to their sites. You can tweet their sites. You can Facebook the sites that matter. You can get the social tweets. You can retweet those tweets. You can also share those on your Facebook so that you have additional content for your campaign. You've got that covered. So that basically covers 4 weeks. In the meantime, you're going to be going out for outreach to those. Carter. You're going to be going out for outreach as well, too, at the same time, to, let's say, mid-tier sites. You're gonna go out to mid-tier sites. What do birds suddenly appear? Anthony Davis. Um, you go to mid-tier sites. You want to hit about 8 to 10 of those, and you want to offer them opportunities to interview any of your top 3 talent, 1 to 3 of them, but do it in a creative way. Don't just do 1 to 1, maybe 1 or 2 at the same time, or do a roundtable 1 to 3 with a Zoom call. That way you can vary it up. If you go 1 to 3, you won't necessarily just do written interviews. You can do audio and you can do video, which will give unique content. If it's in video, it's in a container. That container can be embedded and put other places. So it can be linked from YouTube differently, but then also other people can discover in different ways and be sharing. So like someone's going to watch a video on YouTube differently on their phone than they are going to read an article. They're not going to read an article. So you want to capture the YouTube generation, because a horror film, the demographic is skewing right now younger. I'm a horror fan. I'm sitting on my phone all damn day. I'm going to watch a trailer that I just saw on Reddit. Let's say like I'm right here and I'm like, oh man, I probably should make sure my volume's off. It's not. Neither's LinkedIn. That's good that happened. You want to make sure that those people are getting the content in the way that they actually want to consume it. You know that. So you want to do that, right? You've now taken that particular content and made sure the video and audio content's going out to mobile level devices. And then you make the secondary non-native people to laptop. So you let the websites then cover other people's stuff. So then what you do with that? So you say tiers 8, 10, tier 2. So there's 8 to 10 sites there that do really great interviews. You then package that interview and a press release in month 2, right before release, to the bigger sites with the real trailer. So now you've scratched the back of the B site with the larger site and the piece. So they get validation for the work you just did. You've built that relationship. You've built a relationship with the larger one because you've given them content and you're building authority there. But at the same time, you're giving them good content. I hope that makes sense. I just gave you a marketing plan. I literally just made that up. Everybody right now, give me a 1 if you like that plan. I'm going to be honest. I'm one of those very finicky hosts. I live for the gratification of ones. If you didn't like the plan, give me a 2 and then offer me constructive criticism as to why I don't deserve a 1. And then Carlos, tell me where I can send my invoice. Thank you, Lucas. I like talking marketing. Good. Yeah, Carlos. I mean, the thing is I'm not a wizard. I can sometimes just kind of see stuff and where it makes sense and like a connection. But the thing is that if you're working with influencers, right, and they're expensive, and Carlos, you and I mentioned this when you and I talked like a month and a half ago, influencers like Addison Rae are expensive as hell. But you can get like Jenny Anderson and like, I can't say Charlie D'Amelio because she's just as expensive, but like I'm making up a name, Jenny Anderson, and like Claire Danes, not really Claire Danes, but like the two of them could be the same price as her. And there's as much value because the audience may not be as big, but they may be more loyal. They may be more likely and more prone to action. So there may be something you're worth doing. So from a website perspective, and this is how when I came up with the whole bear strategy at the point for brand awareness, engagement, activation, retention, the idea was you have to look at micro influencers, not just from the standpoint of solos like you and me, but also websites. You have to look at like the amount of clout they have as well too, and develop relationships there, because the micro influencer there is that editor in chief. He has a staff that might work free for him and do it for free merch, for swag, and you don't know. You have to figure out what exactly they are doing. So let's see. We got force a PA to go. Lucas, force a PA with a GoPro to grab little slices. I was always making my PAs grab bits and pieces. You got to listen. B-roll if we're talking B-roll, B-roll is a godsend. When we made the digital campaign for Playback in 2000, I think that's 2012. I think with that acquisition campaign, when I was working there for digital, when we were working the horror sites, kind of what I did was what I explained now. Like the smaller sites got the bigger trailer. IGN, I got them snippet, the teaser earlier. I got Bloody Disgusting, the teaser earlier. I got 3 to 5 sites, the teaser earlier. And then when the trailer came out, I went to a horror site earlier. But the good stuff went to the smaller sites because I wanted them to feel empowered to rave because their audience was loyal. Their audience was engaged. And we really needed to make sure that they were, that they felt like we cared about them because 3 million IGN followers, if you multiply 10% of those people, that's it's a pretty big number, but even then that's not really who's paying attention. That's not really who's listening to your messaging or watching your video or paying attention to your trailer, who's going to buy your movie or your DVD. But I'm going to tell you that percentage, if you scale that 300,000 people at Bloody Disgusting, you multiply that by 10%, the law of averages there, those people might actually show up at box office for you. And, it cost me $300,000 to make my film. Well, 30,000 people showing up, spending $10,000 to $15,000 for the film, just from Bloody Disgusting, that's a big deal. What's Anthony? That's how I'm trying to get famous. I'm making other people famous along the way, asking for swag along the way. So slowly and surely, I'm making a name for myself. I've been doing that since 2004. It has not worked, but I have. Hold on. I got a picture from Andrew. And I got a signed Moon Knight, and this guy was in Exit to the through the gift shop. He's the one that tried to that Banksy tried to make into a superstar art guy. So, and yes, Lucas, I'm not going to put your point up, but I will say this: you could release a deep fake of a star. And it's crazy the stuff that people will do. And I mean, they could do a real one too. If you look at Belle Delphine as well too, who just went and like made her OnlyFans right before Christmas. She made it like XXX, as was widely reported. She literally made that crossover because she realized, $30,000 a month wasn't that much. I could be making 300,000. And I mean, she's right. There's a price. You're paying a price. That price is. They're going to see you in public, Annabelle, or whatever your real name is. So let's hit the second half of the deck here. It's going to be pretty exciting. I'm going to keep it smaller alongside me. How's this one? You guys like this view a little bit? Give me ones if you like this view, or if you want it bigger, let me know. Give me ones if you want it bigger, or ones if you like it like this, twos if you want it, ones if you want it like this, twos if you want it like before. Yeah, we're getting to that place here with Let's Talk Marketing, Luke. I might make a deep fake of myself. I'll put Tom Cruise's head on my body. Tattoos wouldn't be giveaway. We'll go big mistakes. Luke's giving me a 1. Who else is giving me a 1 here? We'll keep it this size. No one else says anything. We'll keep it this size. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Biggest mistake. So here's the thing. I talked before at the very beginning of the show what we have to do in marketing in order to sustain a solid career. And some of these things are screw up really, really badly. I know that we'll catch these threads like the filmmaking forum and filmmaking and filmmakers on all this stuff. You'll see these really horrible horror stories about people talking about like, oh, what should I do with this? I did this horrible thing. And, where should I go now with this thing? Armadillo Stampede is back. What should be it should be bigger than the toupee. Hang on. This YouTube in the house. It should be bigger than the toupee. It should be bigger than the toupee. I got to be honest with you guys. How much? Give me a sideways smiley emoji if you guys are digging all of the interactivity and all of the cool overlays. I love this layout. I love StreamYard so much. It's so great. It's been pretty great to me so far. Give me an emoji, and actually, just give me any emoji, whatever makes you happy, regardless of where you're at. Give me a, just not a. There we go. Armadillo Stampede. Give me a smiley emoji. That's a good one. I like it. I can't believe it looks like a toupee today, though. It looks weird. Like it looks like I dropped on my head. I use this paste instead of like a putty. Yeah, like you can tell it's real there. It's just like when I put it over, like dried and like set up weird. Lucas is giving me a smiley. There we go. We got some smileys coming in. All right. I wonder if Carlos is even still here. I just gave him a whole marketing plan. He took off. I won't see him until he's a millionaire. He's going to call me and ask me for another marketing plan. I don't remember my YouTube. YouTube is I don't know. Probably S squared 22. Hang on one sec, I'll tell you. It's right at the end, I think. It's at the end. Hang on. I'll look at the last slide. I don't know if I have it in there. No, I don't have it in there. I think it's S squared 22. Oh, El Guapo. Thank you. At least he didn't call me El Conio or something. That would have been hurtful. Made for a weird show. And by the way, anyone digging the lights? The lights in the back? They're always there, but they're never on. Hey, it's cool, Anthony. Take your dog out. I'll be here when you get back. Trust me. It's the way this show rolls. We still got words of the week after this. But first, we got to do biggest mistakes. All right, so we're going back. The biggest mistakes I have made in my career for outreach. I brought it up last week, and I said I would do it this week because last week I wasn't feeling it. This week I'm in pain, but I'm doing pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good. I think the Aleve kicked in, and I think the minute this is over, I'm going to be crawling out of this room crying to the chiropractor, but we'll see. So biggest mistakes. Number 1, starting the email with Dear Sir. Now, not only will this offend ladies, unless they're all into that power, and believe me, sir isn't always in a term of power, but it's sloppy and it looks real dumb. Number 2, start your subject line with RE to make it look like you're continuing a conversation. I'm going to be honest. I did this. I tried this for a while. It was my go-to for a bit until someone that worked at High Snobiety, I think it was High Snobiety, called me out on it. And then we had a phone call where they laughed at me because they're friends of a friend. And yeah, they were like, "Why are you doing that thing, Sean?" I thought it would catch your attention, like we were already talking, and we should keep talking. Number 3, too much bold. Don't put your stuff in bold. Don't do it. If you're putting your stuff in bold, you're not communicating your point that well. Also, if you're not communicating your point that well, you shouldn't use italics. You should become a better writer. And if you're writing for the screen, or you're writing for television, or you're another marketer that's just chilling on here, wants to hang out and have a good time, yes, too much italics. I'm sorry, I just stopped real quick. So Lucas just chimed in with a very nice comment. It makes me feel good. Nice lights. Your setup is way undervalued due to the camera quality. Yeah, I know. It's the laptop. Your setup is a brighter lens, sharper focus on you. And is that bokeh? Is that how they say that? Or is it baka? I don't remember how they say that. Background would make your setup look way sexier. Yeah, I know. I really want to because there's room. You don't realize how far, like I'm back. Like I'm nowhere near, like that's a good 8 feet. But it looks, the way this is set up right now, there's no depth. And also, like the ring light that I have right now, the stand broke. I have the new one shipping. It literally it broke, so I can't hold it in the right position currently. It was going to be on the floor, up through, and then turned, but it broke. Oh well. Number 5. Oh wait, hold on. Number 5. Do not attach a PDF to the email. Per before, with the Colbert thing, the first batch of emails I sent out about it, no one downloaded the thing, and I couldn't figure out why. It took a full work day. For me to figure out that it had something to do with the actual attachment itself. I wanted to say link. I almost said link there. Full disclosure, I'm opening up. I'm letting some pain out. I almost said link, but I didn't. I said out. And I need to get a better camera. Give me a recommendation for a camera, Luke. Because we're making abundance. 2021 is abundance. Let's Talk Marketing has so little to do with marketing and so much to do with marketing. Number 6, linking to a third-party source to download where they need a paid account. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention, and it was recommended to me. It was like mega upload type thing. But you needed to like have a paid account, or you had to click like 65 different links or like clear some windows. And I thought like, well, it's cheap and the bandwidth is huge. Like you can get a ton in there. Yeah, it went well. Needless to say, Universal Records was not feeling me when after week 1 I had 2 placements. Week one. Usually you have like 16 week 1. I had 2. Oh, boy. 7. This is actually kind of recent. This is about a year and a half ago. Empty WeTransfer folders. Company I was working at, running the digital department. I had to send some stuff to get for publicity. Like, number 5, home improvement company in the country. We want to make sure that we get our PR stuff in line. Here's our stuff. Yeah. I sent an empty folder. I just sent I zipped the thing too, which is the sad thing. I zipped it. All the contents are on my desktop, and I zipped it, and then I sent that. And I think I should have known by how quickly it went through to the person, but And the last thing you can do wrong, and I did wrong, is treat outreach like an e-blast. Listen, I mentioned it before, and Carlos, I said it to you as well. The worst thing you can do is treat it like an e-blast. You don't blast 60 people at once. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Do one email at a time. That is how you do the dirty work. You can use things like MailChimp if you want to blow people out to people that don't matter. You don't blow people that don't matter. Don't do that. That'll get you in trouble. You want to make sure that if the person is getting something of value from you, and it's a relationship that's going to matter to you, you take the time. It's like going on a date. It's like meeting a friend or someone you're going to work with. You're going to sit next to for maybe the next 3 to 5 years, or they could be your best friend later on. Like you don't, So, boom. And that is all the facts. Is just blowing you kisses, and you're welcome. Don't do those things. Whew. So gross. So anyone looking for cameras for streaming, better focus. Looking at a Canon G7X for company. Remove for company. G7X or Sony A5000. I actually think my friend is selling his Sony. It'd just be for streaming video. 5, 6, 700. I have HDMI. And okay. Yeah, I figured I'd ask you because you guys are the ones I go to at default on that stuff. I have to skip down to the next slide on the presentation. All right, who's with me? Who's with me? Who's with me? 4. Oh, no, you're not here? No one's here? No, 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 no. Okay, fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you see what it is? Did you see what it is? Yeah. Got that. It's words of the week coming up. Yeah, it does look really soft because of the white light. Yeah, but I can't do anything because I look really peachy otherwise. Cricket chirping. What are you cricket chirping? Don't cricket chirp, Armadillo. You stick around. Don't be a gussy guy, man. Words of the week. Right there. I will someday get a hang of where I'm supposed. Oh, actually, I was pointing at my computer. So I'm pointing at my computer. Yeah, my monitor. Yeah. Words of the week. So, for those of you not in the know, every week I go to random word generator with my son, and I allow him to go into the system and mash the button as many times as he wants until he finds 3 words that make him laugh. There is no general arbiter as to what laughter means. So I cannot promise you that I will do it. But what I do is I show general definition of said word on the screen. And then I tie back to marketing, film, music, entertainment, small business, or my career. If I can. I've yet to miss it. If I miss it, I will own up to it. So where are we at for number 1 this week? Password. The first word is password, which is something that enables one to pass or gain admission. All right, it's a stretch. Let's do this. There is no secret society for marketing, the same way there's no secret society for film. You can get in at any level, at any age, at any point, regardless of your skill level, as long as you have a strong desire and a solid work ethic. That sounds like a crazy thing to say, and it's like really hokey, but it's true. As long as you want to do it, you can do it. The only thing you need to know is the right person. And that person is going to be a mentor. It doesn't mean that's someone that you're going to know on day 1 of your career or the first day that you set foot on a job, regardless of where it is, even if it doesn't remain in career for that. Like you could go from pumping gas to marketing and it could be the same person. But the password should always be thank you. You always need to show a high level of gratitude for the opportunities you've been given by the people that didn't have to give them and gave them simply because they thought it was the right thing to do. Give me one if that makes sense. Because I'm thinking that's all rightish. I'm thinking it's okay. Password. It's a noun. Okay. We're going to move on to the next one. You guys ready? Thanks, Carlos. Carlos is my man. Doing a little mindset thing here. We're reframing. All right. Shape. It's not the shape of water. This is easy. This is a good one. I went with a simple definition here, I guess. To form, create, devise, or plan. For me, I've always seen people's careers as something that can be shaped, to be formed or built. I have long hired people from outside the marketing sphere, someone that may have come from journalism, someone that may have come from, I had a person came from like advanced calculus / mathematics. What I really like to see is a person with a high level thinking. I like those people. I like to see people that are capable of independent thought. Because you can ask someone to lead themselves. If I gave you a project, can you take it on and take it start to finish? But there's no start to finish, more so than the type of people that you'll find in mathematics or journalism, because those are two fields that you ask permission to do something like, hey, I'm taking on this. And then they rock it until the end. And then they show you at the end and say, hey, clean up what I did. It's just kind of like, yeah, clean this. You're shaping that. And I think that for me, I've always really enjoyed watching people that didn't think they were cut out for something and watching them succeed at it has been pretty brilliant. Two of my favorite hires of all time have gone on to do really great things, really, really great things. And they're both from when we worked in Miami. While we did hire great interns in New York, and they went on to run some pretty great companies. The ones that I hired in Miami that are still young and really, truly getting started, and they're just 26, 27. Those kids, I think, have the most to offer. The kids that I was teaching about social while having him run the Miami Web Fest social media with me, hand in hand, literally just hand holding and working together on it, and just watching his like intuition on stuff, and and just those sorts of things. Just like literally, not necessarily negatively hand holding. I think like literally like the way you guide a little kid that you care about. Like you grab their hand, you're like, hey, I care about you. You're safe with me. Like make mistakes. Let me shape what you become. So I think that's, to me, that's shape. If you like that, give me a 1. If it's a little too hokey for you, give me a 2. If you want to give me a hug right now, because I may have gotten teary eyed, give me a 3. Give me a 3, man. I'm gonna drink more coffee. It'll make me feel better. And thank you guys for the 1s before. I do appreciate it. All right, here we go. I'm going to move on to the next one. Oh, decrease. Of course. Carter probably just liked it because it had a lot of ease in it. Carter's my kid. If you guys didn't know Carter, he's the best. He was the one that was leaning on the door before. I didn't lock the door earlier, and he was leaning on the door. And I could hear him literally just waiting for the door to burst open because he's so desperate. He wants to be on the show because we do a podcast together, and he's a ham. He's worse than me. He just literally just wants to be here on camera. And I was like, no, we're providing value. All right, decrease. It's a verb. To grow progressively less in size, amount, number, or intensity. So here's what we're looking at. I've seen a stark decrease in the number of emails that I have received in my Gmail inbox from shitty marketers. I've said on all of the Facebook groups about how the rant that I put out there has been how, like, with distribution companies, when you sign with distros and they do their internal marketing, they do their e-blast, they do their little blasts. E-blast is right because that's how they treat it, but they do their little blasts out to everyone on this list. And just like it could be 10,000 emails to blast all of them on a server. So, and what we need to do is, oh, Lucas, catch the vibe. I'll get the link to my YouTube up on the thing. Yeah, on my Facebook. And thank you for saying I'm great. I appreciate it. We'll every week, every Tuesday, 2:15, Luke, if you can make it, it's cool. I'm here either way. I know you're in Alabama and you guys don't really have internet unless the sun's still up and you guys have got the squirrels running in the little cages. But I was talking about decrease. What was I talking about? I think he just won. I think Lucas just won. He zapped my two-paid brain. Someone give me a clue. What was I saying? Look at this. Anthony, I thought Carter would burst through the door like those kids in the BBC interview. I'm going to be honest with you. A little bit less laid back than this environment. I think he he would not be in as much trouble as most kids probably were. Although they're British, I don't really think they would get that angry. They do that weird like, oh thing. Like I don't think they care. Ah, thank you. I wish I knew who Armadillo Stampede was. I love that logo, by the way. I love your logo. I was talking about distros e-blasting and how your inbox is decreasing bad emails. Thank you. Because I wanted to save that one. So I used to get like 500-600 emails a day still from distributors from running the websites. And I had said the rant that I'd written in the film groups was that these guys did shitty marketing because they did the opposite of what I talk about doing, which is going one-to-one or small batch emails to people so that they know that you care, that you are paying attention, and that there's like that you're building that relationship with them. And after I started ranting about this stuff, my emails daily reduced ridiculously. So in the last 6 weeks, I've gone from getting 600-700 emails a day. I'm down to 300, and I'm not seeing those film emails anymore at all. I still get the music ones. I don't get those. So what I'm saying is that in a lot of ways, while I enjoyed seeing those really crappy press releases written by companies, I appreciate the decrease in what was being put out. I really, really do. So thank you for jogging me back into that, because I think that point did need to be made, because I think that's one of the things that, like, I don't think Jason Horton, if guys know who Jason Horton is, who covers, he's a filmmaker, does his own distribution, like pretty brilliant. I love to watch his stuff on YouTube, and I'm going to have him on one day when he's available. I'll just have to let him know that. Just let him know that. But he's kind of talked about the kind of similar stuff as well too, as far as like how to handle distribution emails and like writing people and taking care. So Anthony, that is not my personal email or my personal YouTube. That is my personal, that is King of Fitness email or YouTube. That's not the one. So, and that's it. Ooh, yeah. Just like the end of WrestleMania 3's greatest match with 21 near falls, this is the one that ended it. So, you guys got any questions for me? Drop them in the box right now. Otherwise, we're getting close to Shawnee time, where I get to go to the chiropractor and get work done because I'm in hell. I'm really proud of myself. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think you got, I want to say thank you to you guys. You gave me some inspiration to get through this. This is a big deal today. I think we did something together today. We did something. You and me and us. It's important. Little Macho Man. I'm going to take off the words of the week banner. That'll get tired if I don't. Little Macho Man just dropping that elbow on Randy. Or on Ricky. I'm sorry, I said on Randy. Good Lord. Poor Ricky. Poor Ricky. And for further reference, I'm going to actually blow this up bigger alongside me. That's me there. If you guys don't know where I am online, I guess I'll have to include that on the YouTube, to include YouTube as well. But just where to find me. If you're not watching me on Facebook here, you can catch me, Shawn Michael Smith, on Facebook. Twitter, I'm at Shawn M. Smith. Instagram, S222. If you guys are on Twitch, feel free to add me or check me out, whatever. I love to play with my son on the weekends. We play some Fall Guys. We've been playing Rocket Arena. So he's getting geared up to play that again, but that's S222. And if you like to listen to podcasts, my son and I actually are launching season 2 of our podcast, Potato Salad Marmalade. So that'll be super, super cool. But if that is it for this week, I'm looking forward to it. I am going to say, Willkommen. Wait, that means welcome. Adidas. No, that's a shoe. Guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Next week, same time, Tuesday, 2:15. Hopefully by then, I'll have less pessimistic things to say about distributors who have crappy marketing. In the meantime, peace out. See you later. Mwah. Smoochy booches. I don't think I should have said that.